Hello everyone, my name is Agent Paul of Mobile Task Force Delta 7, codenamed Bookkeepers, and welcome back to another SCP document review. And the SCP we'll be reviewing today is SCP-5032, Object Class, Safe. Special Containment Procedures. All components of SCP-5032 are to be kept in a climate-controlled storage container. Static strips and other grounding equipment are to be worn while removing SCP-5032 from its container to prevent damage to electronic components within it. Description: SCP-5032 is a designation for a series of anomalies related to the cancelled Atari Panther game console, its peripherals, and its library of games. SCP-5032-1 is the development kit for the Atari Panther, consisting of a modified version of the console as well as an early version of the Alpine development board that would later be used for the Atari Jaguar. Taken separately, the two components of -1 are non-functional, as the development board cannot function without access to the console's ROM. -1 allows for the writing, compilation, and execution of code compatible with an Atari Panther. While no explicitly anomalous technological components exist, the Panther Object Processor chip and the Motorola 68000 microprocessor are both embossed with symbols found in the Dresden Codex, pertaining to the Jaguar god of terrestrial fire and war, Night Sun, a little-known Mayan jaguar deity whose true name is unknown, taking the form of the sun during its journey into the underworld at night. And God El, another Mayan jaguar deity who is connected to commerce, magic, and battle, respectively, while the Otis sound processor has the number 32 embossed in it in Mayan numerals. These alterations are speculated to be the reason that -1 can safely run anomalous programs. Hard-coded into -1 are 3 demos: the Antelope demo, Prioritized Test Number 1, and Processor. Prioritized Test Number 1 is meant to showcase the sprint handling and sprite scaling capabilities of the console, respectively. Publicly, the Processor demo was meant to demonstrate the color and sound rendering capabilities of the Atari Panther, displaying a landscape of psychedelic colors and imagery accompanied by an uneven acoustic soundscape. While the Processor demo is running, -1 is able to compile and execute programs written in ICRDTA, or Incremental Code Routed Directly Through Arrays, a custom-built programming language that allows for the creation and execution of thaumaturgical computer programs. To date, -1 is the only known console capable of running games made using the ICRDTA safely. Attempting to run this code on non-anomalous devices result in thaumic backlash, resulting in destruction of electronic components or injury to any organic users. -2 is a prototype for the anomalous controller modeled after the Atari MindLink, an unreleased peripheral for the Atari 2600, allowing users to control games using monineural signal voltage transmitted via a headband. Despite recovered marketing materials, only one instance of an Atari MindLink controller has been found to be anomalous, referred to in materials related to the Atari Panther as the Atari Blank X Slate, intended to be read as Blank Cross Slate. -2 is worn around the head and is intended to connect to the console via an infrared receiver. However, a component cable that allows connection to the Panther controller also exists. While programs written in ICRDTA are capable of direct interference with the human mind, the effects are often deleterious, with the electrochemical signals used for this transmission causing neural tissue to become alkaline. It is speculated that -2 was created to combat this by providing a medium with which to interface with games made in ICRDTA, as prolonged use can lead to headaches and dissociation but no neurological damage. When used with a compatible piece of software, -2 creates a full-body sensory illusion around the individual wearing it, including tactile, olfactory, and gustatory sensations when applicable. Any connected televisions, monitors, or other types of display will show gameplay from the first-person perspective, rendering graphics, physics, and sound that neither the Panther nor any modern gaming console or computer should be able to render, suggesting that the human brain is used for at least some part of processing power. No motion is required from the individual wearing -2 to control compatible games. Furthermore, -2 will, after approximately 3 hours of continuous play, become unresponsive for 2 hours and 10 minutes, forcibly pausing the game. This is believed to be an internal safety feature, as recovered documentation expresses interest in disabling this upon being put up for retail. -2 was developed through a collaboration between Atari Arcadia and former president of Atari, Ron Gordon, who was acting as a consultant on the Panther. While Gordon normally distanced himself from Atari Arcadia, his fascination with virtual reality and thought-controlled technology may have motivated his involvement with the Atari Panther, and later Jaguar VR project, a non-anomalous derivative of Dash 2. To date, the only known games compatible with Dash 2 are 2 pieces of software created by the Foundation for testing purposes, and 2 pieces of software developed by Atari. Dash 3 is an action RPG video game entitled PantherQuest: Rage Against Zablank. Gameplay consists of the player avatar, a male or female panther-like humanoid, which NPCs address as Talua Fed, which is default backwards, traveling through a fantasy world themed after pre-Columbian Mesoamerican mythology and culture in an attempt to vanquish the Mayan deity Zablank, who Talua believes to be responsible for the death of their mother. Dash 3 has several systems and features that are atypical or innovative for its projected time of release, such as 6 different romance routes, 3 per playthrough, depending on if Talua is male or female, a simple potion making and weapon crafting system, and an in-game lore encyclopedia and automatic save states. Dash 3 can only be played if the player is using Dash 2 to control it. All other controllers are registered as invalid by the software. The majority of gameplay, including combat, takes place in a first-person perspective. However, some puzzles switch to a third-person perspective. The sole boss fight in the game is Zablank himself, fought in a court meant to mimic those used in the Maya ball game. However, this fight is unwinnable as Zablank refuses to serve the ball, and the win condition for the fight is scoring more points than Zablank. It is unclear if this is due to a flaw in the AI, if the game's ending was not finished, and this is a preventative measure to stall progress until such time that it could be finished, or if some unknown factor exists. At 3 separate points while in containment, the character of Zablank has spoken in such a way that it deviates from the script present in Dash 3 codes. The longest of these statements has been recorded below. Again with this? I don't know who you are and I don't care. I've been trapped in a prison of light. Rocks that have been tricked into thinking, and solid tar. Arcadia didn't get the whole of me, but they got enough. I know you probably can't respond to me. You've come up here 59 times. At this point in containment, the fight with Zablank had been reached a total of 54 times. With a different spouse, different parts, all sort of different things, and I didn't even kill your mother. The script says I did, but it's like not a ritual, a play? Didn't have many of those in my day. My brother is already out there somewhere, I miss him. But I don't want to join him. I like it here. The food's good, the weather's good, the culture's good. And have you heard the music? Quite frankly, I also want to thank Arcadia for this, but it's been ages since I've played ball with anyone. So why not put the sword down and you can't, can you? Part of the script? Well, we're stuck here again. Currently, there is no way to meaningfully respond to Zablank's character using technology and medium provided. Dash 4's purpose is unclear. While the program is executable, it can be interacted with using Dash 2. The gameplay consists of the player avatar being trapped inside a small room made of stone with a pool of reflective water in the center and several baskets and jars of food surrounding the outer wall. The art style suggests that this takes place in the same universe as Dash 3. However, approaching the pool of water reveals the player's reflection is that of Walter Green, a journalist for the early 1990s UK gaming magazine The One. Mr. Green was reported missing for a period of 3 months following his negative coverage of a prototype of the Panther, before returning to the offices of The One and handing in their resignation. If Dash 4 is played until the Dash 2's safety feature activates, the player avatar will become self-animate and alternate between actions such as praying, eating food, drinking water, banging on the walls, and crying. No vocalizations are heard during this. Inspections of the player's avatar throat reveals the absence of an Adam's apple as well as scarring around the larynx. Examination of the code of Dash 4 shows that the game is entitled PantherQuest: Rage Against Hunahpu, with the plotline being largely identical to Dash 3, but with the objective being Talua Fed slaying Hunahpu, Zablank's twin god. However, several event flags show that it has been completed, a state that cannot be reversed. A new section exists following a script that details the ending cutscene, which has 4 comments on it. They made me play it. It still has my face, it still has my voice, it's still out there. Following his departure from The One, Mr. Green worked at Atari under the tutelage of Ron Gordon, later leaving the company to create the Mind Drive, a device similar to Dash 2, albeit without a direct link into the human mind. Beginning in late 1999, Mr. Green has been employed at EA Tiburon, developing several games under the EA Sports brand. His employment and travel patterns coincide with sightings of and attacks by a large feline entity at several facilities owned by Electronic Arts, and press events attended by Mr. Green, including the mauling of 3 journalists from IGN at E3 2003. Until such a time that a better understanding of Mr. Green's anomalous properties, if any, can be ascertained, they are considered a person of interest. Yeah, he's stuck in the game, 100%. He is stuck in -4. And this other god is in his body, 100% without a doubt. Sorry, after reading that, it's kind of blatantly obvious. Well, everyone, that's it for this week's document review. Thank you so much for listening or watching. And my name is Agent Paul of MTF Delta 7, and I'll see you next week in another document review. Bye.